Welcome to Techcloud TV and our first official AMA, or Ask Me Anything interview, with one of the women leading the charge on the blockchain community. So today we have with us Karen Cohen, the current Victorian President for ADCA, otherwise known as the Australian Digital Commerce Association, and also the Board Secretary for Blockchain Australia. So she has a strong background in HRM and Operations in a blockchain environment, and also runs her own consultancy, Blockconsulting Group, and has worked really closely with the startup community in her previous role as General Manager of the Blockchain Centre. So this has included running Australia's first Blockchain Incubator, and her illustrious career extends further as she's also the Co-organiser for Women in Blockchain in Melbourne, and also the head of HR for the Nem Foundation, also currently running the Women in Fintech program for Stone Chalk. So hi Karen, thank you for taking the time out today to speak with us. So given my strong passion and interest in women in technology, I'm very excited to be able to interview you today. So Karen, how did you get started in tech, and particularly blockchain?
I just want to say thanks for having me on the show, Vanessa and Trong. I studied science at school. I was good at computer science, and I went to uni and I was terrible at it. So I actually dropped out. Well, I actually didn't drop out. My mum wouldn't let me drop out. So I had to finish my science degree. And later I found that I had a passion for people, and I went back and did a night course in HR. So my career has really taken me into tech. I worked for companies like Accenture, McKinsey, and then I re-entered the tech world about 2.5 years ago. I was approached by Blockchain Global to be their HR manager. I didn't know what a blockchain was at all. And I was like, what is this technology? And I've been really blessed to be part of the industry for 2.5 years and to learn a lot about the industry.
That's great. What is the reason you're so passionate about blockchain?
I think the thing that sucked me in originally was the crypto community. They are so passionate about crypto. They really believe that crypto is going to change the world. We're not going to need banks. We're not going to need government. We won't need intermediaries. And it makes you stop and think about data and privacy and where's my data, who owns my data, who can see my data. How do we transfer money around the world? Do we really need a bank to take a transfer fee along the way when we can just digitally transfer currency between you and I? And that cuts out a lot of cost and time.
So yes, I've been seeing blockchain in the news a lot recently. So I guess from your perspective, what do you think the importance of blockchain is for not just Australia, but also the global economy?
Yeah, blockchain is it's definitely a word that's used a lot in the media, and I think we're sort of at that, I would call it almost like a teenage years. So we've had our big burst of crypto, then ICOs, and now it's really serious about what can blockchain technology be applied for. Lots of great examples of moving money across the world, moving goods and services across the world, and tracking that using blockchain, and verifying data using the blockchain. Digital ID is probably going to be the next big thing as well. There's apparently 1 billion people who don't have ID. And so it's a race, like who's going to own digital ID on the blockchain. And Accenture are getting into it and looking at biometrics combined with blockchain. It's a really exciting time to see where the blockchain industry is going to end up.
Right. So personally, I'm currently working at a bank. There's been a lot of discussion around the regulatory side of blockchain. So what do you think from your perspective is the biggest challenge and also opportunity?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is the technology itself, getting it faster and safer, being able to integrate with it. Ethereum's been a really fantastic project, but you need an Ethereum programmer. NEM's a lot easier. You can plug and play with the blockchain. So I think as these technologies evolve, we're waiting to see what EOS is going to come up with. They're all raising money. They're all putting projects on the blockchain, but how will they scale and how will they manage things like privacy on a blockchain? Because you do need to remove private data and you do need to be able to store that privately. So there's lots of challenges between the private and the public blockchains as well.
So I guess for those that are also just as interested in being part of the blockchain community, what's some advice that you can give them about the importance of, I guess, being part of a startup community and having networks and mentors?
Yeah, so one thing I love about blockchain is the community. It started as a meetup community. It's very welcoming. So if you want to get along and learn, there's so many free meetups in every city around the world. Bitcoin is the second biggest search on Meetup after the Me Too movement. There's something about meeting in real life and talking about these possibilities of technology and crypto. So that's a really easy way to get in. Just come along, go to a pitch night, go to a info session, go to a meetup. Mentoring is really important. I think as women, we tend to doubt ourselves a lot. And one of the things I've realized in my career is you can't be good at everything. So we're afraid to speak about technology. We're afraid to be spokespeople. I had a fantastic mentor, Anouk Pinchetti, who knows everything about blockchain. And I just take him once a month for lunch and just go, right, tell me about private blockchain, tell me about public blockchain, tell me about consensus mechanisms, tell me again about it because I forgot. He was great, and I've got business mentors, and just having lots of mentors in your life so that you can improve and not be afraid to talk about things in technology and not feel that imposter syndrome that we often feel.
That's right. So for me, I'm particularly passionate about women getting involved in tech. So we had the chance to actually read your article on LinkedIn about why we need women on the block. And I can also see that you're a strong advocate for females getting involved in tech, and particularly crypto and blockchain. So I guess from your perspective as well, what do you think is the importance of, I guess, getting women involved in tech roles and particularly in leadership positions?
Yeah, it's really important. So in the crypto world, only 8% of buyers are women, which says to me that the technology is just too hard to understand and it's not user-friendly enough for women to get involved. And we talk about crypto bros being a big thing, and not feeling great about walking into a meetup and not knowing how to ask questions. So we created Women in Blockchain to create a space where it's safe for women to come along, and men, they're welcome as well. But to be able to ask questions, not feel stupid, to start at the beginning, it's really a great global movement, Women in Blockchain. So I think that's really important. And then, you want women at every level of every organisation. So because the ICO world started with crypto geeks, it was really hard for the women to get into. And so I sort of stood up there one day. I was at the Horby launch in Australia, and I said, we need a woman on every ICO project as an advisor. And that got a lot of traction as well. I ended up in the Australian newspaper about that. I didn't realise it was quite so controversial. And I just think you need women on boards, you need women on panels, you need women at every level, and it needs to be an effort from every organisation. I'm a real advocate for making sure there's a woman on every panel when they're speaking as well.
Yeah, I think that's definitely very important. I guess for women that want to get into tech, what is the piece of advice that you received that you feel has been probably one of the most important things that you will pass on?
I think you can be good at some things, but you can't be good at everything, and not to doubt yourself, just go on that learning journey and not to be afraid. I don't know as much about crypto and blockchain as some people, but I know more than others. So when I do get scared to talk or to get involved in things, sometimes you just got to read up and speak up. And sometimes you just have to say, I don't really know, and be okay with that. You don't have to know everything.
Yeah, that's right. So what is the most challenging situation you face in your career so far? Maybe not just in blockchain, but as a female as well.
Yeah, for me was when I got made redundant. I'm the main person who works in the house and the main breadwinner, and I was scared that I was old and I'd never get another job. And then I started my own consultancy. See next follower was going to come from, and not knowing who was going to hire me, but backing myself was really important, and it's been a great journey. I think also not being afraid to work hard, getting into work and working really, really hard and not waiting for other people's recognition. Just don't be afraid of hard work.
To be able to bring more women into the sector though, there's companies put in place. I guess, what do you think is the best way to attract women into leadership positions and tech?
Yeah, I think it needs to be conscious. I think setting targets is one way of bringing consciousness to it, not necessarily the only way, but I once met the CEO of IBM, previous CEO of IBM, and he talked about a program that made sure that there were women at every level, not just targets, and that there were succession plans for every role that involved women. So I think it's just a conscious discussion you need to have about diversity, not just women, but all forms of diversity.
So where do you feel the industry will be at, in particular for blockchain and also for women in respect to its inclusivity?
I think it's getting better. We're getting that message out that don't run panels without women. Make sure you've got women on boards. Make sure that you've got those plans in place. So I think also as the industry grows, you need women at every level. So as long as we keep the conversation going and keep the consciousness level there, I hope that it will improve.
I hope to see that too. Thank you for your time today, Karen. Really appreciate it. I know there's been a short AMA today, but you provided a lot of insight and I guess courage to other people that they can do it as well. So you definitely made an impact on the community as both a mentor and also a role model to females. So we'd like to take the time today to thank you for being so candid with us. And also for those who want to get involved in the tech and blockchain community, please shoot us a message on Techcloud TV official @gmail.com. Thank you, Karen.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Hi Techcloud TV viewers, I hope that you enjoyed our AMA interview today with Karen Cohen, one of the leading females in the blockchain community. We hope you continue to support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, liking us on Instagram @Techcloud TV, or drop us a note if you have any burning questions at techcloudtvofficial@gmail.com. Thank you guys.